Welcome back, Potter fans, to the show Requirement to Harry Potter podcast presented by the Gazebo Effect Network and produced by Gonzalez Productions. I'm your host, David Gonzalez, and I'm joined by my friends and co-hosts, Cole Harris, Spencer Price, and Abby Tooley. What's going on, guys?
Let me be the first to say that what a title that was to open the episode. And that's all I got.
What title?
You know, it's a big day. Maybe to the listeners, it's been no time at all, but it's been a little while.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
I'll be the first to say, I watched this 2 weeks ago. I watched it right away. I was really good. I got on my Peacock and I watched the extended edition right away. And then we got to Monday, and then I don't remember what happened, but we're like, oh, we can't do that. We'll do next week. And then we got to next week, and then
It was my birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
David.
Happy
then we
birthday,
did the next
David.
But here we
Yeah.
are,
Birthday, baby.
and I'm kind of
You
just
call me
like,
Babid? I love it.
all I remember now is there was a snake. Just kidding.
There was a big snake.
Speaking of snakes, Spencer
Where
was
Elvis
talking to us
Presley come
earlier
from.
today about his hot snake, that he had hot snakes.
No, David, you misread the text.
No, I
You
read
did.
it. I read it with clear
I said
intentions.
Hogwarts. I said Hogwarts had hot snakes. I did not say that I had hot snakes.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's technically the
I read-
same hot snake.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite. I think it's my favorite reference from Parks and Rec.
Parks
But
and
yes,
Rec, yeah.
Abby, correct. Hogwarts. I should have just put I have hot snake. What's a hot snake? It's when your poop comes out
Yeah.
like a hot snake. A hot snake's a bubble gut.
Anyway,
It's a
tonight,
great meme.
if
I'll put it on the-
you
I'll put it
haven't
on the Insta.
figured it out yet, we are going through our rewatch series, and we are in the Chamber of Secrets. But before we get into that, I wanted
Close
to
your eyes.
really quick, huh?
You
Sorry.
said we're in the
Spencer,
chamber
you're
of
about to
secrets.
get
said we're in the Chamber
roasted.
of
Hold
Secrets.
on. You're about to get roasted. So hold on, give me a second, because what we're about to do right now is that we're going to read the comment section in the last writing room series
Oh no.
of the Hermione Granger series, the Cursed Child rewrite. If
It's
you don't know
gonna-
what
it's
I'm
gonna be a
talking
bunch of
about at
people-
all,
No, I haven't.
it's not a bunch of people. It's just one person.
Is it a
It's
bunch
just
of
one
people that
person.
didn't watch the first two though and had no
Oh,
context?
yeah. No. This is somebody who they went back and they watched every single
Okay.
one.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because if they don't know the context, then it's like
They're like a
really-
Washington Sentinel.
They're a Washington
Just-
Sentinel. Yeah.
It's just essentially who they are. Yeah. But this is from Jade Edwards. This is
boy.
verbatim what she says. She
Hi,
said,
Jade.
Spencer.
Happy birthday, Jade.
Happy birthday, Jade.
Before
Yes.
you say these horrible things.
It's not that bad.
Jade said,
Okay.
Spencer, this is the worst ending. Joking, kinda. This was almost out of left field, but I have a question. Why not have them save Harry and have Slytherin Harry join Voldemort, kind of like Cedric did? I thought that was where y'all were going. I feel like if you pulled some of the other characters into their group, you could have done something like what Scorpius went through or something to that effect, you know? It almost feels like the Mark of Athena ending. Cole, what does that mean?
Cole could get I can't.
I don't know what that
understand
means.
the
I didn't
link.
get through Heroes of Olympus yet.
I don't really understand the link that she's trying to use between the two, because I mean the heroes the Mark of Athena is it's a bleak ending. I'm not going to spoil it since Spencer has
Maybe that's what she meant.
So I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you put
Maybe
it in
it's because it was such a bleak ending, because it was an ending to where like everyone was just like, wow, we just invested over an hour into this, and at the end of it, it doesn't matter.
It ends on a quite literal cliffhanger, which is something that I don't think that the Hermione and the Cursed Child, whatever we want to call it, episode really did. It's not a cliffhanger.
okay.
We
The
know
Curse of
where it goes.
Hermione.
Sorry, I thought Cole was about to say that Rick has never done a cliffhanger, and I'm like, Rick ends on cliffhangers.
Yeah, no,
like
this is
every
all the
single
quite
time.
book.
literally that one's a cliffhanger.
Also, Cole and I do a Percy Jackson show on another podcast on this network, Jade.
Yeah.
Random Done Right. If you like Percy Jackson, go over there. That's why we're on first name basis with Rick. Uncle Rick.
To me,
Sir
it
We've never
felt more
spoken to.
like when they made all the X-Men movies and then decided they didn't like all the X-Men movies, so they made Days of Future Past and then just rewrote the entire timeline. That's what.
Speaking of Days of
Abby.
Future Past,
Abby, my Wolverine comic book reader claws are coming out because they didn't just make Days of Future Past for that reason.
No, I know. It
It's a
was good.
comic.
I loved it. But I was just kind of like, oh, well, none of that exists.
And this is just a happy coincidence.
Yeah, that's just like I don't even know. That's like saying they made Infinity War just to do it. I'm like, no, it has a
does have a
book.
That's why they're bringing Dr. Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
We're not talking about
Just
that.
for the
David.
heck
Yeah,
of
I
it.
don't really.
Still
I
mad.
still am not sure
I'm
about
still
that.
mad. I think I haven't actually addressed Jade myself.
No, you haven't.
I need to make a post. I was gonna make a post to like a word from the author post.
Yeah,
I
an
guess I'll do it
apology
this
letter.
week.
Yeah.
No, it's not an apology letter.
It's
It's more just like, hey, these are some fun ideas. We actually talked about, we talked about something, another note that you guys had about. I considered doing a plot line and then I moved away from it. I think it was about Cedric, but anyway. See, that would be a cool thing, Jade. Little problem was I pretty much was writing the entire thing with the intention of ending it on that ending. I, in a very J.K. Rowling sense, had what I wanted the end to be like. But the journey to get there ended up being a real thing that was really fun. And that's kind of more, I think it would have been a 20-minute episode if I hadn't actually gotten invested in Andromeda and Sirius and those characters and that story. And it ended up being, even though it has a joke ending a little bit, like a mean ending.
it's a cheeky ending. That's what it is.
It's a very cheeky ending. But I don't think about that ending very much. I think about the journey that got there and I don't know, it's a legacy episode for the Hermione Granger series before. You learn what happened and why the Hermione Draco relationship didn't work out. You get a picture of their kids that's not really Potterotica. And like it's not going off left field. Like they're still the people that they are with some changes to Draco's character. And so I felt really invested in those characters. And Katie Weasley was cool too. That was a cool character to create as well. I should bring her up as well. And so yeah, I think that would have been interesting. I think Slytherin Harry is a really cool concept, and that's part of why he got a little screen time with Hermione in the maze. That scene was created because that came out of a very natural place of I just love Slytherin Harry, and he's a really cool character that had a really short end story, kind of a really sad ending. His tragedy of dying in the Goblet of Fire is part of what defines his story and his choice not to come back. Since I guess I'm just doing full spoilers for the first two Hermione Granger books.
May as well.
So, no, but may as well. I love Slytherin Harry. He's an awesome character. But I also believe wholeheartedly that Slytherin Harry would not join Voldemort either. I also want to say that. He's still Harry Potter. But he's more James's son than Lily's son. Whereas the OG, the one that we know, is both. But more Lily.
Harry Potter Prime.
Harry Potter Prime, thank you. Harry Potter Prime is Lily's son, but he looks like James. But the Slytherin Harry is kind of the reverse.
Yeah.
Was that too rambling? I don't know.
No, it was. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we should just end the episode here because you just.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm with you. I one of the things that because I did talk to Jade about this because like as like I was working last week, we talked about it. We talked about it like during like while she was in the process of watching it. So she hadn't finished the third one yet. She was like in the middle of it.
She was
Wait, we
watching the
actually
other
know
one.
who Jade is. It's not like the
Yeah.
Washington
Mhm.
Yes,
Sentinel. Oh,
we've
okay.
actually talked to Jade before. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
she's a
And
regular writer.
yeah, and so she came up with said she thought that Leanne and Draco would have gone better together Ron than Ron
Ron
and
and
Leanne.
Leanne.
And I
Then Ron and
100%
Draco.
agree. 100% agree because Draco and Hermione together, like especially after watching the Sorcerer or the Chamber of Secrets, I was just like, yep, there's no way they end up together. Just
No.
no way. Mm-mm.
But you're watching Chamber of
Disgusting.
Secrets, Draco, and I believe that. I agree with you. I don't
They would
believe that
never
the
end up together.
Draco Prime would end up with Hermione Prime. But both of those characters changed over time because of the alternate universe and the
Nope, screw that. Screw
the
that.
splitting.
Nope.
Draco and Leanne wouldn't have worked out. I didn't build up any character development between them either. Like they're acquaintances at best.
Yeah, but the development would have felt more if it would have to me. This is just me. This is me. You're the writer, you're the creator, you're Abba father here in this situation. But like to me it didn't like I personally would have liked Leanne and Draco just to see that development being written. Not that it was there because I don't think the way you told the story it works. But I think you could have written it that way if you wanted to. But
It's fair enough. And I think also what we've said on this podcast, just on the topic, is we want to see Draco's relationship with his wife, who has a name,
yeah, Aurora,
who
I think.
died. Yeah. We wanted to see that. And we did a Draco writing room episode about that a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
But anyway,
I
that's
still
not
think
what we
we
came
should
here
make it.
for.
Make it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we got yeah. But all right, so we're here talking about the Chamber of Secrets. So really quickly, what are just your overall thoughts on the film? What are the things that you liked, things that you may not have liked, just things that you took note of this rewatch?
I'll kick it off. I liked it a lot better than I remember liking it.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things stuck out to me. One was that I completely forgot that they had a different person for Hagrid in the flashback, but it's still Robbie Coltrane's voice. Oi,
yeah.
Tom, you can't do that.
that flashback is something else.
Yeah.
Because the Dumbledore in 1942, it's just the same.
No.
I wish that they would have
Yeah,
remastered it and put Jude Law in there. That'd have been so cool.
That would have went really hard.
The other thing I noticed, and I had to go back and do some YouTube digging, was the Chamber of Secrets theme sounded way too much like Emperor Palpatine's theme. And bye, Spencer. Oh, but he's back. Yeah, I was like, this is weird. I mean, I know it's all John Williams, but it sounded a little too similar.
I mean, he's in the process of working on this film and Attack of the Clones, and so there was a lot of scores like that were kind of overlapping too. Because, like I said, in the Quidditch scene, it's pretty much Geonosis, like it.
Hey, but you can't fault the man. It was still great.
It's still
fit. It's still fit.
I was just like, this is weird. It sounds like the Emperor's.
Chamber of Secrets is great. I think I used to be a Chamber of Secrets hater, and this podcast has rebranded me into a Chamber of Secrets fan on some level. I think it's everything that you want in a sequel to the first one, at least. I like that we move away from the Christopher Columbus vibe. Like, I don't think I could do 7 movies in this style personally.
Yeah.
But this one really works. I think everything comes into its stride really well. But hey, I do have some notes which we can talk about later.
Yeah, I think overall, I think still there are times when I feel like there are just a lot of scenes that may not have been like absolutely necessary. But that's like they're in the book too. But just feels a little slow at times. But I've always been really fascinated with the story as a whole, with there being like just the plot is really good. And it feels very much like another school adventure. There's more hidden passages and a chamber of secrets and having to solve a mystery. And I think that it has a little bit of different genres that I think would appeal to a bunch of different people.
But the mystery itself, I think, is elevated from the first one. I think the first one's a little bit simplistic, and that makes sense for 11-year-olds.
Right.
But like this one is definitely bigger. It has more stakes to it a little bit.
Well, they know that Voldemort's, trying to return.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
I think the extended edition for this one does even make it even more slow.
Yeah, honestly, it felt super slow.
I don't think the extended edition, I think all of the cuts they made from this one actually made sense.
Yes.
It was nice seeing another scene of Harry talking to Hedwig, but ultimately unnecessary. Also, the CGI got better. Just want to throw that out there.
Yes.
The budget definitely had increased quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad that David just left us.
Disappeared.
He put on the invisibility cloak and
No, I'm back. I've been here the entire time. I heard everything you said, and I absolutely agree. That's one of the things I wrote down too, is just the fact that the deleted scenes, like I felt like it made sense to why it was necessary to take some of them out, because it just seemed to drag the story along. I think some worked, but like for example, the one where Harry says, "I think it's time to get my dad's cloak out again," and it just shows you the scene of him literally getting the cloak out again. I was like, maybe we didn't need that, or just
the extra lines of like talking between the Dursleys and their guests that you didn't really need.
I forgot about. I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't clock that.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Hufflepuffs talking smack on Harry is a part that people care about in the book. But
it shows you who Hufflepuffs really are. So they're essential.
Hey,
we need those scenes.
I brought it up. So no, we don't. We don't need those scenes in the movie.
Okay, but like truly, if you're an outsider, you don't know what's going on with Harry, you're literally just watching another one of your students start talking to a snake in the midst of this chamber of secrets that has to do with like Slytherin opening up, it seems a little fishy, right?
And Justin is a muggle born.
Absolutely not.
He doesn't know what's going on.
No. Forget that. Literally his best friend is Hermione Granger, who is a muggle born. Okay? He's not after the Mugbloods at all. Justin, friggin' dumb.
Is they're like
Hufflepuff,
12 years
dumb.
old, and Harry's talking to snakes, and that never looks good. Hermione even said it,
Fred and George making jokes was nice, but I feel like the scene was
a little cringy. It didn't deliver.
It didn't land.
It did not land.
It was nice of them. I see why they cut that one.
Yeah.
Also, in a very Percy Jackson sense, because that's what we're about to experience, all of the kids went through puberty in between.
Yes.
Percy Jackson is really cracking me up. I'm a half-blood. I'm Percy Jackson.
I texted my sister, and when she sent me that video, and I was like, dang, puberty hit him like a train hit Spider-Man. Good Lord.
What a good Tom Holland trilogy reference, though.
I was talking about all Spider-Men.
Oh, fair enough. Shall we get into your notes, David? Because I have notes with your notes, and I feel like they all go together. So, I'll let you notes. Take it away.
Yeah, so obviously we see the appearances of a couple people. We see Lucius Malfoy make his debut. Arthur Weasley also makes his debut. I didn't write this down, but Dobby, this is the first time we see him. And then we have Godric Lockhart, who makes his only appearance in this like film series. Like I said, I've been on record, and I would continue to go on record. I still think that Lockhart is the most useless character in Harry Potter. But when it comes to Kenneth himself, the man himself, He plays the role extremely well.
Amazing.
Now,
Okay,
listen,
he is
Great job.
great.
don't paint us all with the same brush, because Abby and I are Lockhart fans. Actually, I think Cole is also a Lockhart fan.
Nah, for the
No, just
comedy.
never mind.
Sorry,
Abby
when
and
you
I.
say Lockhart fan, what do you
I
mean?
just think he's fun.
He's
like,
funny. He is
I
kind of the
think-
worst, but he's funny. Like I
Yeah,
think
he's
the
so
worst.
awful.
I don't think he should have been left out of the series. I think that's a great addition.
Yeah,
And I think
that's
he
what I'm
was
saying.
best in this was the best place for him. In any other book, it wouldn't have really worked.
The movie
That's a good-
had
yeah, I
little
agree with
bit
that.
Of like
Agree with that.
levity, and he brings some levity to the movie.
I
Mhm.
think so, 100%.
Otherwise,
I
it would
put-
be very dark, kind of what Abby was saying. It's going to be dark. I mean, we're talking about kids dying here, kind of.
Being petrified, not the
They're
same thing.
petrified.
Hey,
Children
Oh,
being
geez.
attacked.
Just one
Myrtle
kid.
would
Just one
disagree.
kid. One kid over
Um,
50 years.
I wrote down Lucius 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Jason Isaacs.
I
Chef's
think
kiss.
what we said last time about the Sorcerer's Stone, and part of the reason it works so well, is every single casting was like 10 out of 10 or 9
Mhm.
out of 10. And they did it again. And that's the part that kind of blows my mind the most, is that Arthur
And
Weasley.
guess what? They're gonna do it
And
again
listen-
in the Chamber of Secrets or in the Prisoner of Azkaban. They're
Yeah,
gonna
they
hit
do.
again.
They hit, yeah, they really don't miss with the casting.
See,
There's
Jason
not a lot of it.
Isaacs and Gary Oldman are two actors that are are great actors because they're so famous, but when they're in a role, you forget that it's them
Mm-hmm.
because they take on the character so well. Like they're so famous, but they take on their character so well, you forget that they're acting. Whereas some actors, when they're in things, like they may be good actors, but when I look at them, I'm like, that's so and so.
Yeah.
You know, they do a good job.
I love Mark Williams. Arthur Weasley's one of my
Okay.
favorite characters. It wouldn't
Yes.
it would have killed them to give him some glasses, especially because he plays Father Brown in the
Mm-hmm.
BBC series where he literally has glasses. So I'm just like, they could have done it, but
It wasn't
I'm
in the
not a-
budget. It wasn't in the costuming
It
budget.
cost too much money. That was the one I was gonna break the camel's back.
Yep.
What exactly is the function of a rubber
Well,
duck?
I
Elder
almost had a
wand?
T-shirt that said that.
Weasley's.
I would buy a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah.
I was trying to decide if
Um,
it was worth the amount of money that I saw it for.
I love Lockhart so much. He's so goofy. Somehow the movie has brought, I just think that his character performance and Kenneth Branagh is just really fun.
Yeah.
And he actually might elevate the character. I don't know if I wrote this
100%. I agree with
down,
that.
but this is my favorite extended scene is the whole movie ends. And then they go into Diagon Alley, and he
Who
has
am
a
I?
new book that
Who
says
am
"Who am I?" and it's Kenneth Branagh doing all the motions.
Mhm.
In a straight jacket. We love to
His
see
So
it.
straight
good.
jacket, so extreme. I love it. That's
It's really
like one of
dramatic.
those not in the book things that is
Mhm.
it crack me up out loud laughing. Really good stuff.
Yeah. I think two actors who also really stood out to me. One was Rupert Grint. His facial expressions and just even sometimes the way that he's like, "What's happening?" Like in with the Whomping Willow, and then with the spiders. Like because I'm remembering like this is a kid in this role. And he played those parts
He did it.
extremely,
Yes, that same thought went
extremely
through my head.
well.
Mhm.
This was his movie to shine. I mean, because we all talk about like how in the films like Hermione kind of takes, Ron's shine a little bit, but Rupert Grint, man, he really shines in this one. That you can kind of almost forgive some of the other things that happens throughout the series because Rupert does have his moments, and I think this film in particular, he had a lot of great ones.
I was thinking about that, and the conclusion I came up to was this is the one without Hermione. I mean, because she's absent for a chunk of the book because she's
Right.
petrified. And I mean, we kind of get to see Hermione's time to shine in Goblet of Fire because that's kind of the one without Ron. So
That's an
that was
excellent insight.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way.
I mean, because Ron's gone for most of that but story thing.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that.
Lucius says to Arthur, "I'll see you at work." Lucius, you don't work. Who are you kidding? Got him.
He said got him. He
Got
said
him.
got him.
I like
Unemployed.
Lucius's.
I think someone else says that. I think someone else has got to say that.
Roasts a fictional character.
Yeah.
Would never put it past me.
I will say this. I got extremely emotional. And I think it's because of Robbie Coltrane passing away. That final scene really it hit me hard.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those of just like I don't remember it being written that way in the book at all.
I don't remember the movie ending that way, but yeah.
Yeah, and it just for what we're living in now in a world without Robbie Coltrane, to me it inadvertently was a beautiful, I guess, send off for him in this, because he was also amazing throughout. Robbie in the scene with Hermione when he says, don't even think about it for a second. He was perfect in that. And again, there's this whole theme of throughout this movie and throughout this book of loyalty, of devotion to one another. And Hagrid, Robbie Coltrane's performance through Hagrid really brought that out. You see it also with Harry, with Dumbledore. I mean, you're seeing it in so many different ways in this film. And for the send-off for the final scene to be Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid basically receiving his flowers. Oh man, it was fantastic. I loved it.
I was in tears last time. I think I'm gonna be in tears every movie with him when he has substantial screen time. Like it hit me really hard last week, so I don't think it hit me as hard on this movie, but I think it's still very resonant. I'm interested to see how I feel when I see Michael Gambon again.
Oh yeah,
my Dumbledore. So very sad.
Yeah, I think the only note that I did make though was I thought Bonnie Wright did really good in this one for the little part that she had, and so in my mind I was just like, oh, if I was watching this, I'd be really hopeful for what they're gonna do with her for the rest of the series, and it's probably still one of the greatest injustices of this series is the fact that Bonnie Wright really wasn't given the opportunity to do everything that she could have in the series.
What's funny is that she did really good acting, but it was with very little dialogue. Like she did a lot of acting with no dialogue, but you could still like read a lot into it just from the way she was.
Yeah, Bonnie is an interesting situation because she didn't have that much acting experience.
Yeah.
She wasn't like the Daniel Radcliffes, I guess, of that cast. She just kind of fit the bill and did she was a stand-in role. And so with other characters that got substantial time, Ron, Hermione, Draco, Harry, Neville in the first one, Bonnie didn't get any of that time. And then in this one, she's having to act, but she still doesn't have a lot of time. And it just kind of continues. And so then I think the movies, they finally got to 5-ish or Order of the Phoenix-ish when they're like, oh, wait, Ginny's supposed to say something. What do we do? And like, I just feel like we didn't have that build up, I guess. And I think that's the only, gosh, if they make this reboot and they do her wrong again, I'm gonna go to Warner Brothers myself and burn the place down. Like Ginny's of the student characters, I should say, she's in my top 3, probably my number 4 after the trio. And so it really hurts me to see. Yeah, it's gonna hurt me I'm gonna be really, really mad when we get to Order of the Phoenix and really Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah,
they tried, but It's not the Ginny
Yeah.
we saw, not the fiery Ginny that we saw in the books. It's much more restrained.
Yeah.
It's not the Ginny winking at Harry in the middle of the wedding,
Yeah.
Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
Very cheeky.
Very cheeky. Yeah.
That's not the Ginny that we got in these movies.
No.
Read the books. If you haven't read the books, read the books.
Read them. Read them. Speaking of the books, that pushes us
my
into
new war. It's my new cause.
Yeah.
The people that have watched the movies but haven't read the books.
Yeah. But that takes us to what we did with the last book is like, what percentage would you give this film on its faithfulness to the book? How close did it get to it?
Okay, what did we give last time?
I'm trying to remember.
I think you guys gave it a
8.5?
75. I think you guys gave it like a 70, 75.
I think Cole
for
gave it a
Stone.
70. I think I gave it an 80.
I think you gave it.
Yes,
an
you did give it. I think I gave it an 85. I think I gave it an 85. You gave it an 80.
Yeah, I think David and I are somewhere in the 80, 85, and Abby and Cole were in the 70s.
I thought with the
Or maybe it was
last
just
one, I
Cole.
landed in the 80s.
Maybe it was just
Yeah, I think
Cole.
you did.
I think it was just
Cole.
me.
I think Cole was the one dipping. Yeah, I think I was right between David
Because
and
I
Abby.
think I
Yes, you were adamantly 80, Abby.
85, and then you guys were like, I don't know, maybe 80 because some of the other ones we got to think about those. And then I was like, well, maybe.
Yeah, so we're average of 83.
There you go.
That was quick math.
Yeah, that was really quick math.
That might not be accurate math, but I am a teacher, so fake it till you make it.
Figure it out.
Let's see. I think I specifically said this one's going to probably be the highest or one of the highest. With the extended edition, all we're missing is the Death Day party. That's it. That's really it. I am mad. I'm still mad that Ron didn't get his time again to explain things from the Wizarding World. That's literally his job. And why would Hermione shouldn't know what mudblood means. Like they could at least have Hagrid tell her, but they just had her going.
Oh yeah, because she's just like, I don't
name.
even know what that was. I don't even know what that means.
I feel like that changes the dynamic of the scene quite a bit to me. But that's not I don't think that's a unforgivable curse. I think I'm going to give this a nice clean 90.
Yeah, I'm also going to give it a 90.
I think
I'm there with you.
And the Death Day party.
Yeah.
Sitting at 90. I don't think anything's going to do better than 90 though.
No.
Yeah.
But who do you guys think gave the best performance in this film?
Lockhart.
I think Kenneth is obviously the answer.
Lockhart.
He does such a good job of being that obnoxious character.
Well, he makes the character a little bit more lovable than the book does. The book one just like, I just want you to be gone. But
Hagrid should get some love here.
He does, yes.
Little shout outs.
I want to do a shout out for whoever did Tom Riddle because he did it very well.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna say. Riddle.
Also Mark Williams.
Christian Coulson.
He was a great Arthur Weasley.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's really not in
I know.
too much.
I know, but I still like it.
Yeah, Christian Coulson, Tom Riddle, 100%.
Yeah, he was great.
Was Cornelius Fudge in the book? I don't remember because I don't.
Yeah, he was
being in the movie too. And then I was like, "What's up with your hair, dude?"
Yeah, I kind of
his hair looks weird.
I didn't recognize him, and I was like, "Is that the same Fudge that we see later?"
Fudge.
It is the same Fudge.
Same one.
He must have been coming off of some doozy of a role.
Yeah,
I had a note. Speaking of young Tom Riddle, we didn't talk about this in the book, but a 17-year-old Tom Riddle returning as
16.
Voldemort, 16, returning as Voldemort would have been terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So terrifying. That's like
And
prime. You get to prime Voldemort.
I don't think this is spoilery, Cole, but it begs the same question as Deadpool and Wolverine did, which is, wouldn't there technically be two Voldemorts running around
Yes.
if he managed to come back?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's still bodiless Voldemort somewhere in the Albania or whatever.
I mean, I
this whole
guess they could
time.
like merge and like.
No, because you can't merge pieces of the soul unless you feel remorse.
Back together. Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. Wild
stuff. All right. Favorite scene.
I
And I
like
guess favorite
the
character.
action
We
and the
could do it with
fighting
that.
scene at the end with
the
the
basilisk.
big snake.
Big
Yeah.
snake. I
Not
like.
to-
Go ahead, Cole.
Go ahead, Spencer.
Okay, I'll give my real answer then. Before Cole gives a joke answer is what I'm anticipating.
It is kind of a joke answer, yes.
It's gonna be Moaning Myrtle or someone like that.
No.
It's the Ford Anglia chasing the Hogwarts Express. That's a freaking awesome. Also, how does no one on the train see the car? They
You were
didn't think
spotted
about
by
that.
no less than 7 muggles, but no one on the train saw you.
Not a single
Yeah.
person on the train.
They
I
were
love
too
that
busy eating
scene.
pumpkin patties.
I think it's all Rupert Grint, actually, too.
Yeah.
I like
scene.
that. I like Hedwig's eyes go whoop.
That was funny.
R.I.P.
Really good stuff.
I
Too
think one
soon.
of my favorite scenes going back to Hagrid's hut with them just kind of they know that the kids are in there or something else is in there, and Lucius is just like, I think it's over here. That cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
I like when Dumbledore looks straight through
Straight at them.
invisible. And I think it's kind of actually explained because of how accomplished a legilimens he is. I think he can feel the presence in the room.
Yeah.
In a way that Snape actually can't sometimes. And I think it's because probably the reason that Snape couldn't see him those times in the book is because he's like too blinded by whatever his goal is at the time. But I feel like Dumbledore has like this like calm focus all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But if I was looking for answers, I would follow the spiders. That would do it.
Spiders. Follow the spiders. Why couldn't it have been follow the bloody butterflies? If that's where we could put an F word in, that's where I'd want it.
Also, Fox coming in clutch. Fox coming in clutch at the end of the battle.
Fox coming in clutch. That's right.
What comes in clutch more though? Fox or the Ford Anglia in the Forbidden Forest? Pun unintended.
What comes in? No. What comes in more in the clutch? Fox, Ford Anglia, or freaking Dobby?
Dobby does not come in clutch.
Oh, that's another good scene. Dobby is a free elf.
I like
it is a good one.
There's a lot of that's memed.
I could, yeah, that's the thing. All I could see is like a Chihuahua dog with its big ears being stitched with that audio. When I watch that, when I hear that,
Harry,
but the Ford Anglia, it has a clutch. He's trying
to push this Ford car so bad. He's trying to push it so hard.
Manual transmission. Sorry, Abby.
We have a sponsorship with Ford trucks and Bill Tough.
They're gonna gift me a new one.
Yeah.
No, I think Harry's just like the looks he gives to Lucius as he frees Dobby.
Yeah.
You dare speak to me.
Yeah. Well,
and
I'm gonna
Dobby
go.
just getting Lucius.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that my favorite scene is definitely Hagrid's last scene, and then Hagrid's gonna be my favorite character for this film, for this movie.
Ruddy bird got lost. Some bird named Errol.
Yeah.
Favorite character? I'm probably gonna go with Lockhart.
I'm fine with it. I'm
You
more
know
than
who
fine
we
with it.
really
It's
haven't
good.
mentioned because he didn't really play that much of a role in the movie, but character-wise, and he's not my favorite character by any stretch, is Colin. Mm.
Nope.
He didn't have as much to do in the movie as he did the book.
I
'Cause
did
he,
like his little scene. His little
he
scene
had a
was
little
fine.
scene.
Also,
Yeah.
shout out to Moaning Myrtle. It's like a 37-year-old woman playing a
Also, shout out
ghost
to
of a
Phil for
teenager.
trying to learn magic, trying to take a beginner's class in that extended scene. Did you get that?
I missed it. I think I was
It
distracted.
was at
Who is
the
it?
very beginning.
Oh, yeah, Finch or
Oh.
Filch.
Filch.
Mhm.
That's in the
Yeah.
book.
Or it was like, you dropped your litter.
It was put in differently this
In
time.
the book, yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think Filch is one of the best character performances in Harry Potter that we
That is
all forget.
also true.
Underrated.
It's the most
Underrated.
on the money performance I think maybe I could think of. Like when they
Yeah.
show up with the cars, like you may not be spending long in this castle. So good. You killed
Yeah.
my cat. He's not my favorite character by any stretch. But
No.
Yeah.
he's good in this one.
He's underrated for sure. Deserves
Yeah.
his props.
He's
I'm
also
going
the
Lockhart
first
for
Doctor,
Kenneth
so he gets
Branagh.
extra points.
That's fine.
Yes.
I love that. Love that choice. All right. So final thing we'll do for tonight is our ranking update. There's only 2 movies on this. Do we put this above The Sorcerer's Stone?
No,
I do.
I don't.
I will.
I also
Thanks, Will.
will.
Oh,
I will too. Yeah.
it's not gonna get much farther than this,
And
but
I'm the odd one out.
No.
I still like Sorcerer's Stone better,
Yeah.
but still good.
it's a
Mhm.
good time. I'm excited for
I'm really
the
excited
next
for the Prisoner of
episode.
Azkaban.
But we are
yeah,
gonna
next episode.
we're gonna do a
It
break
goes like-
before we do
It
Prisoner.
goes
But
Chamber of Secrets, Sorcerer's Stone, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, that's how it's probably gonna be.
jump up and then we're gonna dive right back down.
Yeah. But like Spencer said, next time we're going to be bringing you our next installment of the Yearly Prophet, as Cole and Spencer is going to take us through the rest of their fan casting for the Goblet of Fire through the Deathly Hallows. So that's going to be super fun. But thank you
Cole and I have
guys
some work
for
to do.
yeah.
And not enough time.
Nope.
No, you got a week. You got to get it done in a week.
I believe in
But
that.
thank you guys for watching or listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe where you need to. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment of what you enjoyed from the film. If you're on Instagram, make sure to check us out at hpotter_fanatics. And if you're looking for more shows from us, check out the Gazebo Effect Network's other podcasts, such as Fandom Done Right and the Star Wars Historian Show. But until we come back with another episode, mischief managed.